You're listening to Hotep Ish with your host, Dewan B. Intelligent Ish Talk, intelligent shit talk, where we balance the profound with the profane. Political satire, celebrity and expert guests, information and entertainment, conversation and solutions. Leave your feelings at the door.
Trans wars today. It's going down. Jess Hilarious is like, you know what? Somebody got to stand up for the natural born women. And liberal Twitter is mad and up in arms. They're up in arms. What do you mean? They calling straight women cis women. And, you know, Elon Musk recently said cis is a slur. And I agree. Don't call me cis nothing. I'm straight, god damn it. You don't get to change it because you knew. I respect you and your right, but you can't label me. If I can't label you, you can't label me. I'm straight. Some cis. How is it you can call me cis, but I can't call you a sissy? That ain't fair. Talking about equal rights. Don't call me cis. I won't call you a sissy. That's fair. Straight. So the trans people and trans apologists, because I haven't really seen any actual trans people talk about this, but I've seen trans apologists. And we're going to get into these trans apologists. Like I would. And I want to say, what's up to y'all? I am here in the lower corner, but I ain't about to turn all my lights on. It's hot in LA. I got my window open. I'm high as hell. As a matter of fact, I need to burn the incense. That's what I need to do. Get her smelling real good up in this bitch. But I'm gonna be off camera, you know what I mean? I ain't about to be off camera. You niggas don't need to be looking at me. Y'all know how I look. Shit. And I just finished smoking. I think I'm 2.5 blunts into this morning. We're gonna talk about Jess Hilarious. They mad at Jess Hilarious for speaking up for natural born women. They mad at that. And so they want to cancel her or whatever. And so we're going to get into all that. We're going to get into what some of these cats are saying. First, I want to say welcome, chat room. Thank y'all for joining. This nigga Josh Hawkins says, Jess, hey, I ain't looking at the chat room, nigga. Y'all niggas is going in on y'all niggas are stupid. See, look, this for those of you listening to the replay, this is why these comments you see up here are the reasons why I don't be looking at the chat room too often. I want to say salute to the chat room. Thank y'all for joining. Y'all stupid. So yeah, and so for everybody else up in here, if I don't acknowledge you in the chat room, blame them sorry ass niggas you see making them comments. If I be reading their comments, I'm gonna get thrown off. So welcome everybody in the chat room. If I don't acknowledge you, it's because I'm not looking at the chat room. You niggas are gonna y'all gonna distract me. All right. Hey, but I got the announcement though. Like, look, yo, if you in LA, you got to fuck with Ride Ready Car Wash. I've been using them forever on my cars. I had them pulled up right here to my spot, get in my keys. Brothers, young brothers too, black-owned business. And when I talk about under promise and over deliver, man, they will have your windows right. Because a lot of these car washes don't be having your windows right. If you're in LA in the summertime too, you can't be having no dirty ass car. Y'all like a lot of you, and this is for a lot of you women out there. And I love women, I love y'all. But some of y'all rims look like y'all been in a snowstorm. How you got snowstorm rims and you live in LA? It ain't never snowed here. Why are your rims that tarnished and tarred? And when your car get that little dust on the bottom side of your wheel well on the back side, and you got the little dirt marks down there, man, clean that shit up. You know? Get the energy of your car right. Hit up Ride Ready, rideready.org, 310-753-1947. At Ride Ready on Instagram. I always love how he got young black brothers there working for him. And sisters too. And they do their stuff right. Hit them up. Watch this, and I will be right back on your black ass.
1B Black History Commercial, take
1, and here comes the 2 to the 3 and 4.
Hold up. Celebrate our warriors and scholars. Black history on a t-shirt. Black people don't owe anybody anything but an ass whooping. Yep. Mothers of the movement, our scholars. Instead of wearing a sports jersey with someone else's name on your back, celebrate our leader's name on your chest.
Say it with your chest.
Get yours now at hotepish.com/shop. Free shipping on all orders over $75. Also, get your Black American music family tree at incenseandashtrays.com/shop. 400 years of music created here in North America exclusively by Black Americans on one piece of artwork.
You can get all that shit at DewanB.com. Now, you can go to DewanB.com. I still got the other websites up because Incense and Ashtrays is about to get more active with the music posts. Wally Gibson, I'm putting together my top 200 list. I've gotten it back to, yes, I'm gonna put up my top 200 singers list pretty soon, and break down what it really is. Because man, F Rolling Stone and Billboard, I ain't arguing with them. I'm creating my own. Goddammit. You can go to DewanB.com and explore my world. I got my live drum sample packs. I got my documentary coming out. You can support the movement with the documentary by getting one of my t-shirts. It's bigger than hip hop. Got it in youth sizes. Got it in women's cuts, grown men cuts, all that shit. It's all up in the shop. It's all up in the shop. It is all in the shop. Established in 1865, premium tea, the Black American Music Family tree, Mothers of the Movement, all that good stuff is here at DewanB.com. And for you music producers, I got my live drum sample backs. All right. So yeah, we're about to talk about all this stuff right now. Let me see here. So this is what we're talking about. I'm gonna play the video of what Jess Hilarious said. And then I'm gonna play that video what Jess Hilarious just said, and what got them all, what guys everyone up in a tizzy. And then we're gonna play some of the reaction videos to what she said. All right. So for those of you who don't know, this is what we're talking about, and this is what has these people in a tizzy. Let's see here. All right, let me go back. And
who has been, who the fuck is gonna stand up for us? Who the fuck stands up for us? And us, I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane? What's the only difference is you don't have a straitjacket on. Stop talking out your fucking ass. Wake up. How are you projecting your anger on real women? Because we are the gatekeepers. We are the gatekeepers for periods. We the only one that fucking bleed, honey. We the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people. We make y'all. Y'all come from us. You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something you'll never ever get. You'll never be that. Who the fuck is gonna stand up for us? Who the fuck stands up for us? And us, I mean women.
So you hear what she said? Flaming Sea Blacker, salute. Thank you. So Jess Hilarious, what's up, Hartoons? Jess Hilarious, this is what I've been waiting on. Let me tell you right now, ladies. As a straight man, this is what I've been waiting on. See, society don't listen to black men. I remember something, I noticed this in college. When I was in college, this is what I noticed. Let me turn my preaching music on. When I was in college, that ride, I got my degrees in communication studies. I have a liberal arts degree, so I've always been pro-black, but I'm not gonna say I've always been where I am right now. The point of view that I have on life right now is an evolution. We go through what we go through to get to where we got to get to. You dig what I'm saying? That's how life works. We go through what we go through to get to wherever we got to get to. So don't judge yourself in life as to where you are right now. Just make sure you're on the trajectory of where you want to be, and everything's gonna be all right. You dig? So when I was in my early 20s, I was caught up in that white liberal agenda. You talk to me 2003 when I was in college, yeah, because whatever the Democrats said, that was it, But I noticed when I was in college, I had a lot of lesbian professors, white female lesbian professors. And I'm not going to say they're all bad, because the most important professor in my life ever in college was a white lesbian woman. Miss Nancy, she the one that was like, DeJuan, I think you'd be really good. You're really good with your speech. I was going to major in something else. And she was like, I think you do good in comm studies as a major. You'll be able to flip that into something. And she kind of gave me a pathway when I was in college, because I was going to go a different direction. So I'm first off, start off by saying, for any of you liberal motherfuckers listening, the reason why the reason why I went to Cal State Northridge and I chose communication studies as my 4-year degree was because I had a dope ass white lesbian college professor at Santa Monica College in 2001, named Miss Nancy, and she was dope as fuck. She helped me identify my ability to speak. Before, I was just talking. I didn't know you can get a fucking degree in talking. You dig? And so I didn't know that was possible. I didn't know you could have careers running your mouth. Back then, I was just running my mouth to talk about basketball. Like, nigga, I was using my ability to speak back then to tell the world why Kobe Bryant was better than Allen Iverson. That's what I was using my ability to speak for back then. Bullshit, I'm using my ability to speak at that time to tell the world why Magic is better than Jordan. And it was a white lesbian woman professor that helped me focus my energy on a constructive pathway. So I'm always give credit to Miss Nancy for pointing me in that direction. But at the same time, I had very extremely problematic white lesbian professors. extremely problematic. And I noticed whenever I would write something, even though I was in that liberal shit, whenever I would write an essay or do a speech or anything pro-black, Miss Nancy, she was cool. She was my introduction to white lesbians. So I thought they was cool because she was the first like open white lesbian I had ever been around. I come from the hood, you know what I mean? If I did have a lesbian professor in the schools that I went to, they didn't tell us. Well, we knew the gym teacher was a lesbo. We knew that, but that, you expected that. But I come from a hood. They didn't talk about that shit where I come from. So my first experience with a white lesbian lady was positive. And then about every experience after that was some bullshit. I noticed every time I wrote about anything pro-black, I got a bad grade. And I used to get A's on anything, any kind of speech, any kind of essay, any kind of thing I had to write. I always got A's on that shit, except for when I talked about anything pro-black, when I ran across these white lesbian professors. So on one hand, we're getting taught this liberal thing. Hey, the liberal agenda is the same as the black agenda. Black people and gay people have a common cause. Black people and feminism has a common cause. I'm getting indoctrinated with all this bullshit when I'm in college, right? And so my third eye is kind of like, man, it's some bullshit, but at the same time, I'm listening. My Gemini is one side of my Gemini is allowing me to listen to it. The other side of my Gemini is kind of like, but I'm still kind of bought into the bullshit. And then I realized I had an epiphany. I was like, man, all this feminism shit that I hear, the only people that's benefiting is these white lesbian women. I don't even see black lesbians here. They ain't even got black lesbian women professors. They took all this common cause of black people, but it ain't no black faculty. It's like one black dude in my major, Mr. Horn, Dr. Horn. There was only one black professor, and he wasn't even my major. I think he was like, no. Yeah, he wasn't even my major. He was different. He was in a different class I took. He was in an elective. Yeah, I had no black professors in my major. And I'm around all these white lesbians and liberals. And it hit me in 2005 when I graduated college. This whole feminism thing, this is just a whole plight to get, it's an affirmative action program for white lesbians. And pretty soon, it's going to be an affirmative action program for white trans men. I had this thought in 2005. Because I didn't graduate in 4 years. I was a party going ass nigga. So it took me 6.5 years to graduate college. I was a partying nigga. I would drop a class so fast because the parties was hitting too good that semester. I got to drop this class. Ugh. It goes against my partying agenda. But so I got to see the gamut with these lesbians. And there's nothing wrong. I got to see the good and the bad, but I also got to see how they targeted black people and how they used their agenda to get in the way of what other people have. And I figured it out back then. I said, pretty soon it's going to be the trans thing. And that's where we are. I said it as a joke. I was just cracking jokes. But that's where we are. So now, Just Hilarious is getting browbeat up and down the Twitter space over saying the fucking truth. Women are women. And as a man, I've been wanting to talk about this, but as men, y'all don't fucking listen to men. Let's just tell the truth. And I even got to say, hey, with our straight women, it's getting better. But the minute a straight man got something to say about a woman, anything women got going on, women be getting mad as fuck. You can't speak on a woman. You're a man. How do you know? Appreciate that, Jerome Simmons. And that's something that women gotta check internally, because men, we out of it. Like, dudes, we be wanting to say this shit, but Every time a man speak, and I ain't talking about these weirdo ass niggas. Ladies, I understand it's weirdo ass niggas out there. I understand it. But ladies, you got to understand the difference between when a weirdo nigga is talking and when a real nigga is talking. And it would be good if when a real nigga was talking, y'all would let a real nigga speak and shut them other women up that got something to say about it. But so far in society, the cackling minority of women have been the loudest when it comes to the women that got their heads on straight. It's the women without, what I notice is most women got their heads on straight, but most women that got their heads on straight don't really say nothing. Y'all don't want to be bothered because the minute y'all speak, the rest of the cackling mammies come around to be fucking with y'all. So I get it. I saw this tweet. I retweeted it like 2 or 3 weeks ago on Twitter. It was a man that said, y'all remember like last year, Tashina Arnold that put out a tweet that said about, women have to support men. I'm paraphrasing. And Twitter went at her. And I remember that shit. But I forgot about it. But about a week ago, some brother put out a tweet and it reminded me. It was like, the way women went hard at Tashina just for saying, that women got to support men, and that's a concern that men have. And I'm speaking to the women that got their heads on straight. Right? If you got an issue to where when a man speaks it bothers women, and if me talking about this right now bothers you, then I ain't talking to you. Go listen. Go if you want. I'm also not gonna bow down to you either, like a lot of these simp ass niggas. I'm speaking as a man. When I speak, if you got a problem with it, that's your goddamn problem. I'm speaking to the women that got their heads on straight, that are used to listening to women to men with our heads on straight speak some sense. We need women to back Jess Hilarious's play. We need women to back women on this. Because when it comes down to it, we as men, we want the line drawn between women who were born as women and women who became women later on in their life. Like, let me give you an example. Me personally, I'm gonna give you an example of what I mean. All right, and this is just me, Dewan, as a human being. As a man of the earth, I got a certain point of view that I have. I don't like recently fat people. I don't. So I get it when it comes to women. And y'all don't like new women. See, look, I've been fat. And people who see my show, I say this as a joke, but it's real fucking true. I've been fat my whole goddamn life. My grandfather used to call me the little fat motherfucker when I was 3. My grandfather used to make me get up and turn the channel when I was 5 so I could lose some weight. Right? So as a fat dude that's been fat my whole life, I was wearing Huskies when I was 6 and 7. And by the time I got to be about 9 and 10, I was in grown man ass clothes in elementary. And so what happens is you get these people, now I'm in my 40s, you get these dudes that y'all done let life pass you by, now y'all fat. But in your high school yearbook, you got a six pack, and now you in your 40s, you fat like me, and you trying to act like we the same. No, nigga, fuck you. We ain't the same, nigga. I've been struggling, nigga. Getting in airplane seats has been a struggle my whole goddamn life. Niggas like you used to talk about me. Hell, the reason why I got jokes today is because you in shape niggas used to have all the jokes for fat niggas. Now you fat, you want to act like we the same. Nah, nigga, fuck you. I don't like your fat ass. Get your fat ass away from me. Matter of fact, I'm going to start cracking fat jokes on you because I know you don't like it. I like fat jokes because I'm good at fat jokes. So when I see somebody that just got fat 2 weeks ago and they want to come around with me, I'm like, nah, get your fat ass shoe leaning ass away from me, nigga. You used to actually have one chin, now you got 3. Ha ha ha. I bet you don't like it either. Nigga, I ain't never seen myself with one chin, so fuck you. I be clowning recently, fat niggas. I'm telling you right now, if you got fat within the last 10 years, ha ha, you slow metabolism having ass nigga. Nigga, you only fat because you ain't learned how to manage your stress ass nigga. You fat because she put you on child support and you stressing ass nigga. You fat because you lost your hairline and you got a cul-de-sac ass hairline and you don't like yourself now, fat ass nigga. We're not the same, nigga. No. We're not the same. I had titties in the 4th grade, nigga. You just got yours 2 weeks ago and you don't like it. I'm used to it, nigga. We ain't the same. So that's why, like, that's why, like, y'all fat jokes don't be bothering me, because I guarantee you 99.9% of y'all ain't got better fat jokes than me. That's 1. 2, I'm secure in myself, so it doesn't bother me. 3, for you niggas out there who are in shape, men and women, I guarantee you, once I find your insecurity, and I will, all I gotta do is listen to you talk. The minute I start cracking jokes on your insecurity, I promise you, you can't handle it. That's why I don't be tripping. Cause like, I used to do that shit on Craig. You remember when I used to be on Craig Facts? Let them fat jokes get going too much. All right, cool. I'm gonna find your insecurity and be like, pow! And you're gonna be like, oh man, shit. Let them fat jokes go too much. All right, cool. All right. As soon as I see that insecurity, pow! And here's the thing about it. You people that be saying the most fat jokes, y'all be the most insecure niggas on earth. The minute somebody get that insecurity, all I gotta do is, I ain't even gotta uppercut you. All I gotta do is just do a slight little pow. Yeah, and Moses, them original days, when I miss them days, like when Brandon, Charlie, I still love Craig Facts, man. Craig Facts, I still love that show, nigga. But my favorite era of Craig Facts was Brandon, Charlie, Duncan, Dozy, Craig, and me. And then that's when show would come on. Like, show wouldn't be on every week. But I used to love when show would show up. That era of Craig Facts, man, that shit was fun than a motherfucker. Like, that nigga Brandon with his old funny looking ass shirts. Yeah, man. That's right, Josh. That's right, Josh, man. But I was saying that to say, yeah, we used to get each other back then. That shit was be fun. See, one thing about Craig Facts, we used to be able to roast without getting personal. That's one thing I love about that show. When we used to like, when that show was at its best, we used to be able to roast the fuck out each other, and y'all don't even know. Like, Duncan would get all up like, man, you don't know. And then the minute we hit that break and go outside, nigga, we be out there smoking and laughing our asses off. One thing about that show, Niggas did not take nothing personal on that show. That's one thing about it. We used to say some mean shit about each other. On air. Sometimes I go back and look at some of the shit Craig would say or some of the shit Brandon would say, and I'd be like, God damn, we let a nigga get away with that? Ah! Nah, see, somebody named Astro, man, you bruh, chill. See, hey, look, let me tell y'all, if y'all used to watch Craig Facts, or if you still watch Craig Facts, man, don't be taking none of that stuff personal. What you see on camera, man, ain't, look. Duncan, yeah, on the show, about Astro, I feel you. On the show, Duncan will get mad on the show. But I'm just saying, like, after the show, like, on a break, it would be funny, like, because Duncan would just get passionate about what he said. But I'm saying it was never personal. It was never personal. We would literally go right outside and be laughing our monkey asses off. And sometimes the shit talking, it would be funnier shit said about each other after the show than on the show. After the show, we would get to roasting sometimes so goddamn much. And that shit would last for like an hour or two after the show. Yeah. Yeah, man. But that show was fun, man. Them days but yeah, but salute to Craig Facts. You know what I mean? That show was a good thing. I missed that show. I missed those days. I missed them Far Side Day Studios. You know. But anyway, back to what we talking about. I said that to say, look, man, I get it. Ladies, the women are tired. The women are tired of this, the trans movement, because at the end of the day, it's infringing on their rights and on their sovereignty as women. The reason why we have women's sports, and the reason why women's sports is separate from men's sports, because women have a smaller body mass. Period. Women have a smaller muscle mass. Women have other things that they're better at than men. You know? So when it comes down to it, hey, Dr. Sinister, leave Sarah alone. You be on her ass, dog. I turned from looking at the chat room. I just looked back to see Dr. Sinister. Chill, nigga, chill. You used to be on Sarah's ass, dog. I love Sarah, dog. Don't say shit. I love Brown and Sarah equally, because Brown was a great producer, and so is Sarah. I like Sarah's dynamic. I really do. I ain't got nothing bad to say about the whole Craig Facts, but I ain't got nothing bad to say about none of those years. See, again, Jaren, see, I'm not, all right, cool. I'm not looking at the chat room, so I'll get back. I need to get back focused on what I'm saying. Chat room, if you look in the chat room was over there on that side. That's what the chat room is. If you notice, I'm looking this way, not at the chat room. These niggas gonna keep me off subject. But anyway, I gotta roll a blunt. I'm about to roll this blunt while I talk. Well, I ain't gonna roll a blunt now. I can't smoke it yet. So women are tired of this, and look at I want y'all to look at some of the backlash that Jess Hilarious got. We're gonna look into some of the backlash that she got, and then we're gonna talk about some of this backlash and what some of these people had to say. Mind you, I don't know who any of these people are. I don't pay attention to these motherfuckers. I barely know who Jess Hilarious is. I don't follow her. I don't know I don't know her stance on really anything. But I'm the kind of person, look, at the end of the day, I gotta, I stand with what's right. You know what I mean? I remember Corey clowning her on 5150. I've seen she's done like a few videos that are funny, and she's on the Breakfast Club or whatever. That's not, it's, again, like I always say, it's not about the person, it's about the message. And I want y'all to remember that. It's always about about the message, not the person. All right. So when someone is saying something that's a message that's in alignment with a larger point of view you want to make, that's when you align yourself. And that's what it comes. That's what's called alliances. Japan allianced with Germany in World War II and attacked the United States. When the United States and Russia won World War II in the Western alliances, the United States aligned with Russia to win World War II and World War I. But with the minute World War II was over with, the United States broke an alliance with Russia and aligned with Japan. And Japan got more money from the Marshall Plan got more money to rebuild after the war than Russia did, and Russia was 90% responsible for winning World War II. This is how politics isn't just a time to go vote. Let me say this little life game before I get to her message. Politics is not just going to go vote every 2 years, every 4 years, whatever. Politics is, like Nita Fuller said, is how you live your day-to-day life. That's politics. And when it comes to political agendas, you align yourself with people who have a similar agenda around a particular topic. And then when you're done with that topic and agenda, you go your way, they go their way. And if we happen to align it down in the future, cool too. You got to learn how to, as black people, we tend to get very emotional when it comes to political agendas, when it comes to sociology, when it comes to how society is run. And that's why we keep getting left behind. Because we as a people, we tend to approach things from a personal point of view, from the point of view of, I got to like you to listen to you. I have to agree with you to follow what you say. And that's ass backwards. Did you agree with your math teacher's point of view when they were teaching you 2 + 2 is 4? Did you have to agree with your English teacher's point of view when she was teaching you what a transitive verb was? Did you even know what their point of view was when they were teaching you how to structure a sentence and how to structure an essay and construct an argument without fallacy? Did you care about that person's point of view? No. Or were you there to learn? Would you have learned the Pythagorean theorem if you were focused on your math teacher's point of view? Would you have never learned how to solve for X if you cared about liking the person giving you the information? See, this is where we as a people, we have to grow up. But politically, we're children. And I say that with love. We've been put in this childlike state. If you go back and read The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson, he talks about how back in the 1920s, there was a bill to put political science in the Negro education system. And they defeated that bill because they said that if we were to educate the Negro into the ways of politics, he can then control his own destiny. So trust and believe. It's been socially engineered into us to be political children. But just because it's socially engineered into us doesn't mean we have to stay that way. We have a choice. We have a choice in how we want to approach things moving forward. You dig what I'm saying? We have a choice. And the choice is, do we grow up and do we decide, okay, I may not like this person, I may not agree with this person, I may even know who the fuck this person is, but they saying something that is of the greater good of our society. And to me, from my point of view, I don't know about y'all chat room, but if you agree, press the number 1. From my point of view, it is of the greater good of our society as a whole that our women be women and our men be men, and that we teach proper masculinity and that we teach proper femininity. Press the number 1 if you think that will be a more constructive society. And if someone chooses to be a trans or whatever, I respect it. But I think we go a lot further in society if we taught one another and if we taught the children how to be constructive men and constructive women. I think that is a benefit to all of us from my point of view. If you disagree, that's on you. But since I deem this as a worthy cause, that's of a greater good for our society, I am going to back this sister's play. Just hilarious. because she stood out there. And when our people stand out there and say something that's against the mass political agenda, it's very important that we back their play, no matter how we feel about them. And if they say something next week that's against our political agenda, it's very important that we publicly talk shit about them and clown them. Be like, no, that's not. There are no there are no permanent friends. They're just alliances. There's partnerships. And for me, my alliance is on the people who've been most mistreated in the society, the people who've been frowned upon and dumped upon in society. It's my point of view that those people within that society get their justice, get what's coming to them, and be treated fairly and treated properly and treated in the universal way, that their needs be met. And we are the people who our needs have been targeted. And I don't think that's just my point of view in life. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's I don't think that's a godly way to live, to target people's resources. And so since we're the people whose resources have been targeted and how media has been used to target our resources, and they targeted us through these internal conflicts, men versus women. It started with men versus women, and then to get us fighting each other. Well, it started with tribe versus tribe when these Europeans came. Intertribal conflict, the Yamasee Wars, get them niggas fighting each other, then we gonna come and take it all. Then we gonna get the women fighting each other. Then we gonna get the parents fighting the children. And then we gonna introduce this LGBTQ thing and have the gay people fighting the straight people. Now they have the trans thing and the trans people fighting the straight people. And now the trans people starting arguments to fight with the women. They keep subdividing the bullshit. And here's what subdivision of the bullshit looks like. Let's listen to this video by this lady and let's break down the subdivision of the bullshit.
I just saw a really ignorant video from Jess hilarious, saying who's gonna stand up for us, because she was just so fucking offended that a trans woman would say that menstruation is not exclusively to cis women. Obviously cis women are not the only ones who experience menstruation, because trans men do too.
A trans man is a woman. You see how goddamn twisted these people are? You see how slick? Let me play that little part again.
Not the only ones who experience menstruation to cis women. Obviously cis women are not the only ones who experience menstruation, because trans men do too.
A trans man was born a woman. You see how slick these twisted motherfuckers be trying to be? Let me keep going. Let me keep going. Let me keep going.
But importantly, this ignorance has to stop. Like, enough is enough. Enough is a.
You see how they use labels ignorance. She said ignorance is. She tried to draw the difference between a woman and a trans man, and then said we ignorant. Let me keep going.
Enough. Like, this whole idea that trans people are in some way endangering your womanhood.
That's not the argument. See, this is what they'll do. Let me break that down. From a communication point of view, that's when we have to know our fallacies. I like to always re-reference the fallacies. This is what they'll do. This is the fallacy she put in. A straw man fallacy. Look at this. Always go back to the fallacies. When Dewan speaks to you, I always speak from a scientific point of view. I didn't get this fucking college degree for nothing. All right? That's what we call a straw man fallacy. Attacking a position a person doesn't hold. Nobody is saying anything about attacking nothing. All she's saying, Jess Hilarious is saying, there has to be a distinction between men and women. But look at the straw man. Listen to the straw man real quick. Listen to the straw man.
This whole idea that trans people are in some way endangering your womanhood.
She never said anything about endangering her womanhood. She said there needs to be a difference. So that's one thing that they do. Whenever, and this is something that you learn when you learn communication, scientific ways of communication. In communication, anytime someone draws in a fallacy, that's why it's so important to know your fallacies. And I know when we were in school, fallacy was just a test on a 9th grade English class. But it's super duper duper super important that we all study our fallacies regularly. And for those of you who've been subscribed to the channel for a few years, I've done full shows on fallacy. And if you want me to pretty soon, if you want, press number 1 real quick. If you want me to do that again, press number 1. If you want me to do another show on the fallacies and how to identify the fallacies and to how to identify when someone's press number 1. If you want me to do one of those, I haven't done any educational shows in a while. I used to do more educational shows. Like, y'all remember when I did this one right here? I forgot I did this one. Oh, where'd it go? I remember when I did this one on the forms of intelligences. I may do a show on the forms of intelligences along with the fallacies and really break that down. The types of intelligence and the fallacies and all that stuff. Okay, I'll do it. Y'all said number 1. All right, I'll do one pretty soon. So when people introduce fallacy into a discussion, that right there automatically rids them of their point of view. And I take it back. It doesn't rid them of their point of view. It rids any validity of their point of view. Remember, communication is a science, all right? And whenever someone introduces a fallacy into a discussion, that's them conceding that they, 1, don't know what the fuck they talking about, or 2, purposely trying to deceive you. It's one of the two. Either they don't know what they're talking about or they're purposely deceiving you. Either way it goes, throw the argument out. So she comes with this this straw man fallacy. You're going to find more. You're going to find out she's going to use false dilemma. She's going to use slippery slope. Well, not false dilemma. Ignorance of appeal. Listen as we get through this. Let's listen.
The idea that even cis women, why do you seem to think that we are nothing more but menstruation in your biological parts? If another person, if a trans...
Why do you think we're not... Jess Hilarious didn't say women were nothing more. She was responding to a video someone else talked about. A trans person was talking about menstruation. And the trans person was the person that introduced the whole thing about women aren't the only people that menstruate. That's what your side of the game introduced, lady. You see this shit? So far we have a straw man. We have a ignorance appeal fallacy. We have a slippery slope. It's not on here, but we probably have a post hoc ergo proctor hoc fallacy. The post hoc fallacy is if then because they're there to be. Basically saying that because one thing happened over here, that thing's going to happen too. So we don't have post hoc fallacy on here. But this is also a post hoc fallacy. Long term, the long word to that is post hoc ergo proctor hoc fallacy. Or in short, post hoc. She's using post hoc. Oh my God, equivocation, bandwagon. They got to put all these fallacies in to make no point. Let's keep going.
Trans person talks about menstruation or the experiences or the fact that they are included in this. You're like, who's gonna defend us? If you don't shut your stupid like, listen, Jess Hilarious is hilarious. I'll give her that. I think she is a talented comedian, but shut the fuck up because this is not the first.
And that's nothing they'll do. They'll come in. We call that in sales talk. They call that the sales sandwich, where you say something good, say some bullshit, and then say something else good.
First time she's been culturally ignorant. Stay out of politics. Shut the fuck up, Jess.
culturally ignorant. So now trans is a culture. Let's see what else they're talking about. This is what people. Oh yeah, this was her. Oh yeah, and by the way, she was definitely a Nigerian woman. Why don't? And I don't like saying this, but why y'all? Why y'all got to jump in our politics? Like, god damn, we gotta fight white supremacy and these motherfuckers. Shit. We gotta fight. It was another video I wanted to see. It was some other chick, some light-skinned chick. She looked like Smokey Robinson. Where's she at? She had posted a video responding. Some light-skinned chick that looked like Smokey Robinson. I'm looking for her video. Damn it, I can't find it. It was another video. But as you're looking, you see all these people be having issues with what she's saying. I can't find it. Whatever. Well, the point is proven. I made my point already. I wanted to make about, women standing up to the dun 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 a dun 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 thing. I'm so happy that women are backing Jess Hilarious's play. We need y'all to do this. Because like I said before, y'all don't listen to men. People don't listen to men. When men been saying this shit for a long time, and this man, you're a man. You can't say that. You're a man. What does a man know? You have a dick and balls. You don't know what it's like to bleed. You can't say that. Huh. Now these trans are coming for your woman ass. Playing sports and shit. Coming for your jobs. And let's be clear. It's only, for those of you, if you black and you still down with this, let's make very clear. It's only the white athletes, the white men, that can play in women's sports. When they come in talking about trans people on these jobs, going into the bathroom, that's for the white men. That's for the white trans. You black trans are going to have to go take your asses back to the ghetto once they're done using you as mascots to get their rights. They'll use your black ass as a face. And then be like, all right, now that we got our rights, sit your black ass down, clown. Let me know what you think. I'm going to see if y'all want to call in. 323-744-7425. What do y'all think about this? Where is this headed? You got the internet mad at a woman standing up for women. What the fuck is going on in life today, man? What's going on, man? Get your limited edition t-shirts at DewanB.com right now. Oh, that sale's over with. Let me put that down. That sale is over with. But get your t-shirts at DewanB.com. Also, my Black American Music Family Tree is on at DewanB.com. Get all that good stuff right now. New collection. New stuff. Get it at DewanB.com. Also, my cardology class. You want to learn how to read cards? My class is starting. I put August 13th, but a lot of y'all been tripping. I said that's a bad day, so it's going to be August 20th. I'm going to start August 20th. My Learn to Read Cards class. Starting August 20th. For those of you who want to learn how to read playing cards. Hit my Cash App, $ Dewan Brown. Come on now, fuck with a nigga. $ Dewan Brown, hit the Cash App. Call in 323-744-7425. 323-744-7425. You said Miss Sophia. Yeah, these what's up, Ben Frank? Get It Girl, Star, Marcia Byram, thank y'all for joining. Tommy O, Herc Owen, Miriam, appreciate y'all for joining the chat room. But I think it's mighty fresh of people to see as a man, look, whatever you decide to be in your life is whatever you decide to be. You can't tell a woman how to react to this. If you haven't, like I heard a woman say this before. If you haven't, when women have to deal with shit like cramps and shit, and they've been dealing with them since they was like 12 or 13, or whatever age they start dealing with them. For you hussies out there, 10. I just used the word hussy. I laugh at myself. For you hussies out there. But if you ain't have to deal with all that bloating shit, then look, man, you gotta have respect for the people who did. All right? If you was playing, if just like as a woman, for you lesbians that are dykes out there, y'all ain't ever been hit in the nuts. Y'all don't know what it's like to have a ball sack get barely brushed against. That shit hurt like a motherfucker. Fellas know what I'm talking about. You don't have to get hit in the nuts hard. All you need is somebody to brush up against them hoes, and you will be in everlasting pain. And then, like, after you get hit in the nuts, you're in pain for a little bit, but then the pain moves up to your stomach. And you're like, your nuts only in pain for like 20, 30 seconds. But then that pain in your stomach, that shit lasts for like 2 or 3 minutes. And that shit is horrible. So if you're a butch lesbian, cool. Tighten your cornrows. You dig what I'm saying? Iron your linen suit. But you don't know what it's like to get your nuts barely brushed against. That shit is fucked up. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Good evening, Brother Dewan B. This is Sister Miriam. I'm calling from the east side. What's up with it?
I'm sorry to be talking like that with a lady on the phone. My apologies. As a gentleman, I shouldn't be doing that with a lady on the phone talking like that. But go ahead, Sister Miriam.
Well, it's understood because me being a heterosexual FBA woman, we're just sick and tired of all these others, especially these Skittle community people, waging in and attacking heterosexual, not only, men, but women as well. So us as a whole, especially the so-called trans community. You could forever be in transition, but you will never be that which you strive to be because you're artificially putting things on yourself, trying to create and reality. Whose reality? Your own, because you're not fooling us. So I see why you got dysphoria. Yeah, bullshit. That's an indecisive, I want what I want, I say what I say, and I want society to conform to my mental illness. So we're just sick and tired of it. You will never calling women chest feeders and bleeders and all type of disrespectful bullshit that they say towards women. Well, myself and other YC sisters do not take kind to the bull crap that they pump out here. They wish that they could replace women, and that's the sick, demonic, twisted part. Because without us, there will be no life. And without our men who are heterosexual, there will be no life. So we're just sick and tired of the bull crap, the attack on the, even from coming from the feminist movement, because they are, a liaison with the Skittle community. And then you have these bush lesbians. Sit your ass down. You still a female. You wish you did have a pair of nuts. I mean, the sickness in their mentality is crazy. How they rub themselves and actually have this play with dildos and thinking that they truly have a penis down there. The way they touch themselves outside of their clothes, I'm like, it's wild to see. If you work in a vast place like I do, which is medical, and sometimes, I work also in a restaurant, my word, you just see a little bit of everything, and people in their mannerisms, and
what I'm getting overall, Miriam, is you sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Well, we're not going to take it.
Right.
We stand up, and it's time for us to take our rainbow back. God created that. Who the hell are you to try to own every color in the spectrum? Go on and own the damn stars, the stripes. Go on and own the unicorns too that come with childhood. Get the hell out of here. And another thing about those pedos, they're another between them and the trans community. They give a black eye to those who have a different preference of their sexuality. They give a black eye to the gay
I'm glad
community.
you said that, Sister Miriam, because this is not bashing people of a different sexual preference, even those who want to become trans. If you feel that's what you need to do, then by all means, I ain't got shit to say about it. But when you try to change my definition,
there you go.
That's where the issue comes in. I've been straight my whole life. I ain't no cis, motherfucker. And if you call me a cis, then yeah. Because I come, Miriam, I come from the foundational Black American background of bagging. And I come from the foundational Black American, and since we built this country, we set the rules. I come from the foundational Black American background of don't start none, won't be none.
Won't be none.
So as long as you obey the foundational Black American rule, number one, don't start none, won't be none. You go your way, I go my way. But if you grin, you win. So you want to go around calling me a sis and bringing up these all kind of names and shit? All right. Then game. Okay, we want to call names? All right, I got some names for your ass then. Let's go.
Right.
That's fairness, isn't it? Is that not equality?
That's equality, and that's standards. And if you could point fingers and call us names and try to redefine us, then don't be shocked and have such thin skins and weak spines and being snowflakes when we do the same to you, especially coming from our culture, because the roast game is on. And no one gets to define me as a heterosexual foundational Black American woman, you as a heterosexual foundation Black American man, and we should have that right. So if they want us to respect their space, respect ours, and we don't need to know what you do in your bedroom. That's your own private business. Thank you.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's your own business. Be who you gonna be. Do what you gonna do. But all that I gotta conform to you. And then I just want to make that very clear to my trans brothers, my LGBTQ brothers, and sisters, and all in between. No issues with you as a person. But when you make this a political agenda, when you make this an agenda on speech and how people can talk, not talk, now you're coming to me. And when you listen to this lady talk that we're listening to, and she's talking about cisgender this and that, that's when it becomes a problem. So as long as y'all avoid fucking with us, we ain't gonna fuck with you.
Exactamente. All
right, thanks for giving us a call.
All right, you're welcome, brother. Peace.
That's true, man. Just leave us the F alone. That's all it is. Just leave us alone, and we'll leave you alone. But there is no you get to label us and rename us, and we got to conform to you, and we can't say nothing. That's what you call pimping. I ain't no hoe. What the fuck y'all talking about? You get to run your goddamn mouth and dictate all the fucking rules, and I got to shut up and listen. I ain't no hoe, bitch. That's where it becomes offensive. Leave me alone. Leave us alone. Keep us out of it. Going back to the fallacies. These fallacies, this is what they use to keep your black ass in line. Ad hominem. The ad hominem fallacy is what they use when they're talking about you. When they say your issue is Okay, our issue is they're talking about, women being dressed as men being allowed to play sports. Just say that's the argument. The argument is I don't want a person born a biological male to play women's sports. Or the argument is I don't want a person that's born a biological male to be kissing up on a straight man. That's the argument. So what they'll do is, and you'll be like, okay, that's the thing. You don't say anything about them people as a people. You just say, I want to know, hey, look, our biological males should not be fighting against biological females. The first thing they'll do is that ad hominem argument on your ass. They're going to attack you. So are you and this is how they use the ad hominem attack. And I'm going to get to you, caller. This is how they use an ad hominem attack. They say, so are you saying, or you must be homophobic? They go to you. And then they'll go to that straw man. They'll say, well, will trans people get discriminated against too? Well, we're not talking about discrimination. We're talking about I don't want someone with 30% more muscle mass getting in a wrestling ring with a woman. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about anything else. Then they'll use that ignorance of appeal to you not knowing anything and throw a whole bunch of bullshit ass stats out. And that's why I wanted to use that other video that I couldn't find. The person threw out a bunch of numbers. Usually when they throw out a bunch of stats and they cannot contextualize those stats with real life information, that's usually an ignorance of appeal fallacy. But go ahead, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, my name is Scott. I'm calling in from Arkansas.
Scott from Arkansas. What's on your mind?
Strength and honor to you, brother. I think you touched on something earlier, and that's my biggest issue with things. It's almost like, I know I'm old. I turned 55. I remember the show The Twilight Zone back in the day. Mm-hmm. It's almost like I'm in the Twilight Zone, man, because you have people that are not. It's getting to be like that. You have people that are not women dictating to women that they're all women, and they got this thing. It's like they're jealous of women, and I'm just totally confused, man. And then all this terminology and everything that they're coming up with, it's a new term every day to justify a certain thing. As far as cis, and what is that? Is that so cis means a regular woman now, or something like that? So
or male. I've heard a cis means people who we call ourselves straight. That's what they now call cis.
Oh, okay. See, that's a new one. They're expanding the dictionary.
See, I'm in LA. I'm a little. See, where you say you in Arkansas? See,
yeah, I'm in the Bible Belt, so we're
with
the terminology and everything. Even though it's on point down here. One thing about it, with it being a conservative state or whatever, they are trying to kind of nip it in the bud somewhat, but it's still a battle going on, because now they're saying that, well, you're being, what you call it, and that's what another thing that trips me out when they try to associate it with our struggle as far as civil rights and things of that nature. Oh, I just want to jump off a building then. But the main thing is, brother, I don't mean to take the whole conversation, but the main thing I have an issue with, just because I don't agree with your lifestyle or something like that, I don't have anything against you personally, but just say if I go out somewhere and I refer to you as a man, and even though in your mind you're saying I'm going to be in jeopardy of my rights to just have my opinion about what you are, you can't make me call you something that you're not, and I'm looking at you in the physical right there in front of me, and you're a man or something like that. But yet I can end up like this law they're passing in Michigan where you got to use the proper pronouns and things of this nature. And I'm going to lay my plane real quick, but I have a friend, and she told me that her son got in trouble at school. And I was like, well, what did he do? I'm thinking old school back in the day. Did he cuss the teacher out? Did he fight? Did he do this? Did he do that? So on the way up there, she gets there and go in the office. She said, well, no, he didn't do any of those things. I said, well, what did they call you up there for? He referred to another student as a him, her, or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just how bad it's getting. You know what I'm saying? So
because he misgendered. See, and that's right there. And thank you for giving us a call, man. I'm glad you said that, man. Thanks for giving us a call.
Okay, thank you.
Now, I'm glad you brought up that point of view, the misgendering part, because that's where it's headed. It's headed to bullying all of us to conform. But conformity is our option. That's up to us. We can. The reason why I have shows like this, and the reason why I support Jess Hilarious and I openly support her, is because They can have whatever agenda that they want, but it's up to us to agree with it or not. It's always a two-pronged thing. It takes two to tango. We can either bow down and agree with this stuff and just go along with it, or we can speak up. I choose to speak up. I don't care. I don't care. Like, Ice Cube was my muse. I grew up. That's who, man, when Q wrote Death Certificate, I heard that at 10. That let me know that for the rest of my life, I could do shit how the fuck I want to do it, when I want to do it, and not give a fuck about what none of y'all think. And that's just a mindset that can help us all. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, shut all that shit up, man.
Oh,
I done called in.
Fuck.
When I call in, I don't give a fuck
up,
what
bitch.
point you making. You shut the fuck up and let me make my point. This is Larry Goodwell calling from heaven. How about that, bitch?
Man, this is Larry Goodwell calling from from Osama bin Laden's graveside, nigga.
Nah, I beat your ass and make you join me, bitch. Hey, real quick, dog. Yeah. So, real quick, dog. Your perception of yourself is your business. My perception of you is my business. So I need you to mind your fucking business and leave mine alone. Whatever you consider yourself, again, that's your business. But whatever the fuck I see is my business. So you can walk around here at 6'5" with a sundress on, but I'm still going to say you look like Dwayne Wade, dog. So fuck all this shit. And fuck you too, bitch.
Fuck you, nigga. This is Larry. Oh, he hung up. This is Larry. If those of y'all know, this is Larry all the way to the right. Looking like, this motherfucker look like a lemur. Remember, lemurs predated monkeys. The lemurs and tarsers. This nigga look like a human lemur. This motherfucker Larry look like Mahatma Gumbo, nigga. Not Mahatma Gandhi, nigga. That's Mahatma Gumbo. Oh, Southern Texas ass nigga. Shaped like a goddamn T-square ass nigga. Look at that nigga Larry's shoulder. That nigga's shoulders look like a T-square, don't it? But he made a good point. You know what I mean? My perception is my perception. Your perception is your perception. I ain't got to conform to yours. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Big Dwan, what's up, bro? It's Herc Owen, man. Hey,
Herc Owen, bro. What's on your mind?
It's all good. Yeah, just wanted to chime in a little bit. The thing is that we as heterosexual men and women, we're going to have to resort to extreme measures to some extent because I can see where this is headed. They've already pushed past the line of control, and we're going to have to push back. And we're going to have to resort to some extreme measures in the end, in order to take back our community, because this is going to affect our young people. We need to think about what the future is going to look like 25, 30 years from now. And we need to understand that if we don't take drastic measures and push back and try to curtail this wild, out of control wildfire, we're not going to have any progeny in the future.
Right.
Because that's what this is leading to. You see, I can't imagine. It would be a nightmare for me to not see people that look like me and you. You see, or to erase us, and that's what eugenics is all about. This is Margaret Sanger, 3.0. And not just that. I mean, you have, say, the symbol, the symbol of the Baphomet, the satanic symbol, where, the Baphomet is a transgender deity. And I'm not trying to get religious on nobody.
I feel you heard, but I'm not gonna let these trannies take. Now, excuse me, YouTube. I'm not gonna let these transgenders take something that's been around way longer than there's been a trans surgery. The Baphomet is just a decision between your choice between heaven or hell, up or down, and it's something that
I think that the Baphomet extends into this. This plot of eugenics to erase mankind, erase black and black man and black woman. You see,
Remember the Baphomet is
humanity as we know it. Mm-hmm.
The Baphomet is ours. We can't let them take that. That's ours. All the Baphomet is simple. This isn't just. I'm glad. I appreciate you heard for bringing this up because this for everybody else is out there too. The Baphomet is a symbol, just like anything else is a symbol. It's the reason why one finger's pointing up and one finger's pointing down. It's a symbol between all of us as people choosing. Do we go to our higher selves or do we go to our lower selves? We all have good and bad inside of us, and
I agree.
And at the end of the day, it's on us. And it comes down to a right time and a wrong time to use it. You know, which side do you use? And that's really all the Baphomet is. And the only reason why I stopped you is because, it's not to defend the Baphomet and nothing like that. I don't care what people's political, religious points of view is. I used to think it was an evil symbol too until I just studied it. Then once I studied it beyond the agenda, I was like, oh, this ain't that, you know? But it's not about the Baphomet. It's more about these people use whatever symbols they want to use. The rainbow is a sign of unity. The rainbow is a sign of all coming together. Those are the 7 colors of the spectrum. The only colors that we see as human beings are those 7 colors in the rainbow. The rainbow is a sign of unity. It's God. The rainbow is God's sign of life. And for you to other that rainbow and take it into a style of life that can't even produce life, that's kind of backwards. You know what I mean? So what they'll do, it doesn't matter what the symbol is. The Nazi symbol used to be a sign of peace. That symbol was a sign of balance and harmony. That's why you have I'm not gonna put the symbol up because YouTube would probably kick my ass if I did. But I could break the symbol down and talk about how that's aligned. So we got to know that this is what they're doing when they use symbols, and it's something that we got to adopt as Black people. You could take whatever the hell symbol you want. You take that symbol and you put a meaning behind it. That's what power is. This is them trying to exercise power. And for us, I want us to see it from the point of view of yes, that's their attempt to exercise power by taking a symbol that's been around way longer than them, usually a symbol that we created. Because when we use the rainbow, the Black Panthers and Jesse Jackson used the rainbow for all oppressed people to come together. No matter what your religious or political point of view was, the original earthly point of view of the rainbow, just as recently as the 1990s, was for all oppressed people to come together. They took it and made it about themselves and some selfish shit. So what I'm saying is that's something that we as a people can learn. We ain't got to be, a symbol, a sign ain't nothing to be scared of. You take that same damn symbol and flip it into something that's empowering for you. That's something that we got to get accustomed of.
I agree with you.
We got to take symbols and signs and put our own definition on them hoes. But go ahead.
Right. I just think that we should be careful. I mean, I agree that, we don't know everything about symbolism, and there's certain ebbs and flows about it that we may or may not understand that may be connected to the universe in a positive way. I'll say pretty much, submit to that. However, the thing is that I think that we need to be careful when we try to make what we know to be what actually speaks to our God consciousness or our higher selves, that makes what appears to be wrong fair seeming. And we know when we're getting in trouble. We know when we're crossing that cosmic line. And that's something we need to stay away from. Positive and negative are natural. If you don't have a positive, you don't have a negative, vice versa. However, the thing is that the universe works on balance, as we all know, and we need to warn and mind ourselves against that is self-destructive. And I'm gonna land my plane there. And this is self-destructive. And we need to look out for it because it's a public safety. It's a public safety issue, or threat to public safety issue to our community. Take care, brother.
It is. Appreciate that, Eric.
Yeah, peace.
Yeah, peace. He brings up a great point. I appreciate that call. He brings up a good point. This is a public safety issue because now, and here's why this is a public safety issue. I had a phone conversation recently with someone I know, and she was talking about her grandchild. Her grandchild was confused at school. because at school, her teacher was a dude but dressed as a woman. And the baby kept calling the teacher him or her and was very confused. And the baby wasn't trying to be, crack jokes. The baby wasn't trying to, baby was really confused. The baby was very confused. And while this baby's confused, they're not learning. When the babies are confused, they're not learning. This baby should be learning 7 minus 6 is 1. This baby should be learning how to structure a sentence. Or, at this age, should be learning, Dad Sharon knows her ABCs. She should be learning her spelling and how to structure a sentence at this age. These babies are going to school trying to figure out and because the baby didn't want to get in trouble for misgendering the teacher. And so the baby's over here in school worried about getting in trouble for misgendering a teacher, instead of learning how a bill is turned into a law. Our baby should be learning the 3 branches of government. Yes, at that young age. They don't have to know the details yet, but they need to know that we have a judicial branch, a legislative branch, and an executive branch. That's what they should be learning. This is a public safety issue. Girls should be learning how to take care of themselves because women have biological and health issues that men don't. Girls should be learning how to take care and clean themselves. How they work as women, as girls, how they're receptors and how to use that receptive energy to be great mothers eventually. Boys should be learning how to use their strength and aggression. Because when you're a 7 or 8 year old boy, only time you want to use your strength and aggression is to fight somebody else. Especially when boys get to be around 12 or 13. 13-year-old boys ain't shit. 13-year-old boys should be, when a 13-year-old boy learns math, he should be out there in nature like, okay, we need a 3/4 angle tree, door stopper. He should be out there cutting trees down, using that energy to cut trees and learn wood shop and getting that energy out. Because if a 13-year-old boy don't get his energy out in that constructive way, he gonna be doing all kind of devious, ignorant ass shit. I know, I was 13. 13-year-old boys ain't shit. I personally think the worst human beings on earth are 13-year-old boys. There's not a dirtier, ignorant, evil, ain't shit ass thing on earth than a 13-year-old boy. I know. I got niggas in my chat room like Black McBain who is still 13-year-old boys. Hey, what's up, Tasha? Tasha, I'm talking about you. Tasha just got up in here. I'm talking about you and what you had to go through. Young babies over here having issues, worried about the gender of the teacher. And so since the baby, I was just thinking about that conversation we had, Tasha. Me and Tasha had that conversation like over a year ago, and that conversation has not left me. Maybe it probably been 2 years since we had that conversation, but it still hasn't left me. Baby over here can't learn straight because the baby afraid to misgender the teacher. That goes into Kirk Owens' point of this is a public safety issue. American children are already behind the ball educationally. And we got the babies worried about misgendering the teacher. And not learning the difference between the predicate and a verb and an adjective. This is a public safety issue that we have going on. Look at the chat room. This is what I mean by 13-year-old boys ain't shit. And that right there, I'm not even gonna repeat what this nigga just said, but that's about what 13. That's about what's going on at 13-year-old, 14 in the boys. 13, 14-year-old boys ain't shit. We the biggest degenerates on earth at that age. That's why we gotta cultivate them. Cause when you 13 and you a boy, you ain't shit. So as the men in society, we have to be hyper focused on our boys at that age. That was my age. I used to coach basketball too. I used to coach the middle school teams. Cause that age is so important that masculinity be put into these boys properly. Boys have to learn, look, you can't play with girls like that. Girls are sensitive. You can't say the things to girls that you can say to other boys. You got to be compassionate when dealing with women. You got to be soft. And boys generally are naturally softer when dealing with women. But it's better off that we usher that we nurture that into our boys. That we nurture, yes, you can be tough. Yes, and it's two things we need to nurture in our boys. If somebody steps across your line and they disrespect you, try to approach it with a man with respect and with words. And if the words don't work, then yeah, you're going to have to beat somebody's ass. Ass whooping is a part of being a boy and part of being a man. Sometimes you got to whoop somebody's ass. Yes. But we also got to teach them how to communicate things out so it doesn't get to that point. And we got to understand that when we're dealing with women, whooping ass ain't an option. You got to learn how to communicate with women and talk to women. And women, you got to learn that, yes, a man can kick your ass physically, but you can kick his ass rhetorically. So 13-year-old, 14-year-old girls, 12-year-old girls got to learn that you can't talk to men in a certain way. Because men, if a man feels disrespected, if a man feels like his manhood has been threatened in any kind of way, he's going to whoop ass. I don't care if he's dealing with I don't care who he's dealing with. Men, something my father taught me. Something my father taught me at a very young age. My father taught me this. He said, don't play with men. And this is a story that women need to learn from a man. Don't play with men. Men don't play. Men don't play. Men kill. Men don't play. And you never know where a man's line is. So don't try it. That's what my father told me. So when I hear women talking about, well, these men misogynists. No, you can't say things to a man. And I'm 6'2", 320, down to 320. Salute to me. I was, this time 2 years ago, I was at 380 on y'all asses. But I'm at 320 now. And I've always been extremely agile. And I'm not like I am no more. I'm older now, but I still am. And I can move. I have very quick feet. And I can defend myself. But with all that being said, I don't play with men. So if you a 5'3" woman that's 130 pounds, yes, when men say shut the fuck up. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. And that's not being misogynistic. That's because men are crazy. And crazy people don't wear badges. Let me say that one more time. Crazy people don't wear badges. Crazy people don't walk around with a wick. Human beings you don't see their wick. Some people's wick, in using a candle analogy, some people have a firecracker analogy. Some people have a long wick. Some people have a short wick. Some people's wick is in the middle. But if you don't want to find out which nigga is John Wick, mind your manners. See, I had a father that ingrained that in me my whole childhood. Don't play with men. Men kill. So have respect. And that's something our women got to understand. And at the same time, women, you can't say everything to a man. Women, you can't say that. Because most men are reasonable. Most men won't touch you. But there's some men out there who are abused. And guess what? If you happen to attract a man who was abused as a man, he's probably going to abuse you. Can we go there? See, let's get down to the nitty gritty, my nigga. I come from mental health. I've counseled, I've had more than I can care to count sessions from men after they beat their woman's ass, or from women after they got their ass beat, or sometimes from women after they beat their man's ass. Quiet as kept. I done counseled the gamut. Men and parents who abuse children. I've counseled them all. And 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, when I'm dealing with an abuser, I'm dealing with someone who was abused 9 times out of 10. And these abusers generally aren't proud of being abusers. It's just the only way they understand how to resolve conflict. These people were not taught proper conflict resolution skills. So now you're dating this person. This person is nice. They're cool. They take you on good dates. Y'all have a good time. They make you laugh. But then it's disagreement time. And women, y'all know how to cut with y'all words. Women can always out-talk a man. Always, always, always. I'm a damn good talker. I'm still not going to out-talk no fucking woman. No, I'm not. Ladies, you don't know what that man's upbringing. Because most of the time, people who are traumatized, who had that kind of trauma, they don't run around telling you about all their goddamn trauma. It's not that they hide it either. It's just that most of the time when people go through extreme trauma, they forget about it. That's the way they use it as a coping mechanism. Now you done run your goddamn mouth, and here he come. And now you mad at men. Well, men this, men that, men this. And then men are mad at women. Man, women don't understand. You got these men, you dumb niggas go around leading with your wallet first. I'm big baller this, I'm big baller that. And then the minute she take your ass for your money, you want to get mad at all women. Man, these women this and these women that. And women. Women, yeah, God damn it. You should have found out who you were first and stop leading with your money. You led with your money, then got mad that a vulture came along with your dumb ass. All right, cool. And now it's even more complicated because now you got people who work being a man didn't work out. So now they women. And now they got their whole set of issues that they want to jump on people. And now these people that used to be men want to be women now. They want to go in a girl's locker room and have gender neutral. Now here in California, we all got to deal with gender neutral bathrooms because of this shit. And I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. Gender neutral bathrooms are weird. It's weird being in the bathroom and washing my hands next to a woman. That shit's fucking weird. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. You go to places where they only got one bathroom and it's gender neutral with private stalls. I don't like that. Part of the reason why is I like men's only bathrooms because I like urinals. And I want to be able to whip my dick out without women around. I'm a gentleman. A gentleman only whips his dick out around women he about to fuck. That shit feel weird whipping my dick out, in a public, in a gender neutral bathroom, and it's a woman walking out the stall to go wash her hands. That shit's weird. I don't like it. Hell, I went to a place last week that had a gender neutral bathroom. Shit. Nigga, I took my ass around back and I pissed in nature. I don't care as a man. This is something that y'all trannies will never understand. As a man, there's something freeing about pissing in nature and letting the wind hit your balls when you piss. I was like, man, fuck this gender neutral bathroom. I went around to the alley. And then I ran back in that little gender neutral bathroom to wash my hands. I didn't feel right whipping it out around ladies. That just ain't, something about that ain't right. I ran my ass back in there to wash my hands, but I pissed in the alley. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. So, yeah, I don't even like dudes in the bathroom with me. And if we get 2 dudes in the bathroom, it better be at least 3 stalls between me and you. If it's a bunch of stalls, if it's 4 stalls, then okay, we can hashtag it, and you can have one in the middle. But if I'm on the corner and it's 5 stalls, you better take your ass to all the way on the other end, nigga. And if a third nigga come in, you better drop in the middle, and you better not look my way either. And I ain't gonna look your way. I'm gonna look up or look down, but never to the left or to the right. That's weird enough. I definitely don't want no lady coming in while I'm over here draining the lizard. Nah. What's up, Joe Feezy in the chat room? Yeah, but we got all these dynamics going around. And our babies are confused. Our children are confused. Our babies are confused. Instead of our babies learning what they need to learn to sustain themselves in life, they dealing with gender laws and bullshit. Hey, the fellas in here going off and no conversation. You goddamn right, Abe. Don't talk to me when I'm in the bathroom. Bismarck, don't talk when I'm pissing. Ladies, you see this? No eye contact, no. See, women be going into the bathroom with each other talking. I don't even talk to look, first of all, me and my homeboy, if we in the spot, I'm going to go to the bathroom first, nigga, and you going to come after I come back. We ain't going together, first of all. But if we happen to be in the bathroom together, I ain't saying shit to you while I'm pissing. It ain't no talking to a man while I got my dick in my hands. That's a man law. That is a man law. Don't ever utter a word. Bitch, the bathroom can be on fire. Don't scream to me fire when I got my dick in my hand. I smell it, motherfucker. Zip up and run out. Don't tell me shit. That's a man law. You got a lot of these lesbians that are now want to go into the men's bathroom. All right, ladies, if you want to get your urine cup and come into the men's bathroom, all right. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. I don't give a fuck what's going on. I don't care if Michael Jackson came back from heaven and landed outside. If Michael Jackson descended from heaven and he's outside the bathroom signing autographs, don't tell me shit. I'll find out after I wash my hands, nigga. My wife called me a caveman. Yep, I am. Because of shit, I will. Yep. Yep. I felt good when I was in Lake Tahoe. I was in Lake Tahoe at a resort. Man, I went on a little hike. It felt good to go on a hike and piss on a tree. Ladies, y'all ain't. That's another thing when it comes to all the trans stuff. Trans folks, Y'all ain't gonna never know what it feel like to walk up to a tree and piss on it. Yeah, like, see, fellas know this. You ever like when you piss in nature, you piss on one of them acorns and try to make that acorn roll? You see an acorn kind of sitting right there, and you be like, especially if you've been drinking beer, if you've been drinking liquor and you got that strong stream, and you see like an acorn in nature, you just let me try to see let me see if I can make that motherfucker roll like 15 feet. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm being rude. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry. We got a nigga that live in Alaska in the chat room. You say you do something weekly here in Alaska? Shit, we got an Alaska nigga here. That nigga be pissing on salmon. The Alaska homie be going out in nature and seeing little ferrets running through in the snow and pissing on them ferrets. Look a little ferret. Let me get him. Hey, Edward Jones, I done took out a few empires, bruh. You see, like, look, man, and that's see, especially going back to when you were a 13-year-old boy. When I was a boy, you be at youth camp as a kid. At summer camp, they have us at summer camp. Shit, I remember going to summer camp, and then I saw this pile of red ants, and I was like, oh, hell yeah. Man, I ran over to that pile of red ants, and them red ants was like, is this lemonade? I'm sorry, ladies, my bad. Back to what we talking about. See, look, when we're talking about gender, I found this on a general website, but white folks will call this the 7 Hermetic laws, or they'll call it the laws of Thoth. But really, this is the 7 laws of Tahuti. And these are the 7 laws of the universe. These laws guide the universe. And white folks call them the Hermetic principles because they want to give credit to Hermes. But I talk about this oftentimes on this show. Again, I'm going to get back to doing more teaching shows like I used to. They're the 7 laws. The principle of mentalism. All is mind. The principle of correspondence. As above, so below. The principle of vibration. Everything rests. The law. They call it law. They'll call it principle, but it's laws. The laws of polarity. These are all laws. The law of rhythm. Everything has a rhythm to it in the flow. The law of cause and effect. This is one of my favorite laws, cause and effect. Everything has a cause and effect relationship. But here, the 7th law is what I want to get to. The law of gender. Masculine and feminine qualities abide in everything. Not only on the mental plane, but on the physical plane. All right, cool. Let's test the law. A law is something that no matter when you test it, it's true. All right, let's test it. Go to your walls right now and get a plug. Pull that plug out. What do you see? What do they call a plug? A plug is masculine. What do they call a socket? Feminine. Positive and negative charge. Look at your battery on your car. The red and the black, positive and negative. Cardology, dealing with my cards. Red and the black. Masculine and feminine. The positive and negative. Masculine is principle of masculine and feminine. Poles and holes. A pole is, what is a pole without a hole? What is a hole without a pole? Let's think about that corny ass line I just said. Dig a hole in the ground. If you want a pole can't stand up by itself. A pole needs to enter a hole for a pole to be a pole. You dig what I'm saying? A pole must enter a hole for a pole to stand as a pole. A hole is just a hole without a pole to bring attention to it. Men have slongs. Women have a-do-do-do-do-doos. And women can be lesbians all they want, but they only thing they can do is touch pancakes. They can't create life doing what they do. You gay dudes out there, y'all can play y'all little sissy games all day and swap, swap slongs and shit. All right, cool. Can't create life. You can do what you want to do. Just like with a battery, you can put two negative charges together, but you're not going to power anything with it. Atoms, protons, neutrons, and electrons. Everything works together. So when you try to take over gender and say that there is no gender, we're all the same, you're going against one of the 7 laws that rule and discuss the universe. You're going against the laws of nature. Everything has a positive and negative. Everything has gender. Gender lies in everything. Everything. A hammer is useless without a wall to drive a hole into. You dig what I'm saying? Don't let them try to change the laws of the universe to fit their bullshit ass agenda. And go to DeWanB.com. Free shipping on all domestic orders over $75. BreakthroughCards.com. Book your session. Book your session. I'm not going to do any card breakdown on today's show. I got my courses up. I still got my courses up. Communicating children, racism in children. I still got that webinar up. And I'm about to put a webinar up I did on reading cards. And if you want to learn how to read cards, I got my class coming up starting in a couple weeks. But I want to say I stand with Jess Hilarious. I don't know much about the sister. I just know that she was right this time around. And she was right. It's time that women stand up for women and a distinction be drawn between women who were born women and women who became women later on. I don't think that's much of an ask, being honest. And this goes out to my transgender and LGBTQ community. Honesty is the best policy. If somebody don't want someone that was born a woman, but now they're a man, let them have that. You can't bully somebody out of their preferences. Like me personally, I can't deal with women with a strong jawline. I prefer my women have a subtle jawline. The last thing I want is a woman that look like Sergeant Slaughter up in my mix. You dig? It's not that I hate women. It's not that I say Sergeant Slaughter looking chicks are bad. But my preference is to not have a chick that look like Sergeant Slaughter with a big ass chin. I don't want no Jay Leno looking women. And that's fine, because there's a lot of niggas out there who want a chin bad. They want a woman that look like Arsenio right here on Coming to America. But let me have my choice. Don't wear makeup covering up your Patrick Ewing jaw, and then only for me to find out later on that she got a big ass, strong ass mandible. That mandible's at 90 degrees too. Shit. Don't wear no mandible makeup that's gonna hide that jawline you got. Let that jaw hang. Cause there's a lot of niggas out there that like strong ass jaw, so strong jaw having ass women. I just ain't one of them. See how that works? Trans people and LGBTQ folks, even amongst the straight community, we have preferences. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want your preference, it's best that you be honest with yourself about the type of person that you want, and then be honest to other people about the type of person you are. Be what you want in your relationship. You want somebody to be honest and open with you, don't you? Then be honest and open with them. Tell that man that you was born a man and let him decide for himself. And there's a lot of these tank niggas out here that'll be down with it. All right? I want to thank y'all for listening. Get your booking. Book a cardiology session, y'all. 15% off if it's your birthday. If it's your birthday week, if it's your birthday month, 15% off for a cardiology reading. Right? And if you refer somebody, they get 15% off their reading, and you get $100 off your next reading if you refer anybody to breakthroughcards.com. Thank y'all again for listening. And remember this, there are no perfect messengers. Only perfect message is for those willing to pick up the game. My name is Dewan. I'm out.